Hey guys, Henry here, and today we're going to be doing a review on Interstellar! So Interstellar is Christopher Nolan's latest film, and its story revolves around Earth and how it's reached a point where it's running out of resources. There's dust clouds and everything's just dusty, the only food they have left is corn. Christopher Nolan, he does a really good job establishing the setting. It's just desolate, it's dusty, it's dirty, and it's just not a place you'd want to live. The Earth is basically dying, and there's only one solution: to go out into space. And in space, they've got to go to another galaxy through a wormhole to find another planet that's suitable for human life. Of course, the pilot of the spaceship is Matthew McConaughey, and he is accompanied by Anne Hathaway, these robot thingies, and a couple other guys. Firstly, Matthew McConaughey was great in this film. He was the main character, and he actually had to shoulder a lot of the burden, and he had a lot of screen time, and he held it so well. His character is very relatable and consistent throughout the whole film, and you just find yourself rooting for him in all the situations he gets into, and you just want him to survive and just make it back to Earth. And the girl that played Murph, the little girl, Mackenzie Foy, she was great. I mean, seriously, whenever there are kids in the film, it's really risky. They can literally ruin a film if they can't act. But this girl, she can act. And I really felt her emotion throughout the whole thing, and the connection she had with McConaughey, that was really good. They had really good chemistry. They were a really dynamic father and daughter duo. As a member of the audience and watching it, you really become captivated and really involved with their emotions, and you start to really feel a deep connection, and you feel how close they are together. When Matthew McConaughey goes out into space, you're really rooting for him to come back because you know that that connection is so strong, and you really want them just to be back together. It's this connection between characters and that ability for the characters to be needed by other characters and hence needed by the audience that really makes those characters special, because if those characters aren't important to any other characters in the film, then as an audience we just can't really relate or even care if they get killed off. On the other hand, the son, not so much. I felt like he was neglected in this movie, and it possibly could have worked out better if they just didn't have him at all. Me personally, I felt like he was a device put in by Nolan just to progress the story and just to sort of assist the relationship between Murph and McConaughey. But he didn't actually serve as a son. It just took away from McConaughey's character of being that loving father. It just felt like, why was he neglecting his son? Why does he care so much about his daughter but so little for his son? I think if he was just gone, then it'd be so much better. And after all this terrible stuff going on Earth, McConaughey and his team head off into space. This film showed the concept of relativity really, really well. It showed how time passes slower or faster when you're going at different speeds, and it showed the implications of that when his kid's age just after a few hours he spends on a particular planet. Visually, the movie was spectacular, and the music was great as well. They had the really grand organs playing to build up to the climax, and they had that really booming bass. During the takeoff scene, the bass was so loud that the whole theater was shaking, and you could just feel the vibrations in your body. But then as soon as the engines in the film stopped, the sound just stopped. The music just cut out, and you literally had the sensation of just floating in the air, and you just felt weightless, and I thought that was really good. Unfortunately, the pacing of this film is a little bit off. Some of the bits, especially on Earth, go at a good pace, but some in space, it tends to lull a little bit. And I'm not gonna lie, it didn't really capture my attention throughout the whole film. The film didn't flow very well, and I felt like Christopher Nolan did not have a clear direction of where he wanted to go. It felt like he just sent them off into space and they were just doing stuff. This definitely isn't a perfect movie, and I wanted to express my opinions, but I didn't want to give too much of the film away, because the film itself, in its promotions and its trailers, it did a really good job not giving too much away, but giving enough just to intrigue you to go see it. And of course, the big name Christopher Nolan doesn't hurt. In the end, this movie is called Interstellar, but personally, I didn't feel like it was a space movie. This movie really relied on the relationship between Cooper, McConaughey's character, and Murph, his daughter. And without this relationship, this movie would essentially be so boring, and it would just be about a bunch of guys in space flying around to different planets. The relationship is what really drives the film, and it is a great relationship at that. But without it, this film is seriously a mess. Interstellar is a gripping sci-fi adventure. It has good characters, great acting, great cast of course, and a great director, but it just doesn't reach that level that people were expecting it to be. People thought this could be the next 2001 Space Odyssey, but it's just not. Thanks for checking out this review. If you liked it, give me a big thumbs up. And be sure to comment down below your thoughts on the film. If I get enough likes, maybe I'll make a spoiler review for this movie. And if you want to see more, be sure to click that subscribe button. If you want to see more of me, I have another channel called Cloud TV, so be sure to check that one out as well. And I'll see you guys next time.